Good morning everyone. Welcome to the fifth session of quadratic equations. So on the agenda here you can see I have kept a recap. We will be doing a small recap regarding quadratic formula. After that we will be starting exercise 4.3 question number 4, 5th, 6th, 7th, and from question number 4 to 11 there are word problems. I'll be discussing here only 4 problems, keeping in mind so that you will get the practice how to see the keywords and on what basis how to you have to frame the equation, and your homework will be related to these 4 problems only. These problems may require us to get a quadratic equation and to factorize it. So I want you all to see the video, try to frame the equation on your own, and whatever factorization is left out, I'll not be doing that, and this will be your homework. Now it is up to you whether you use splitting middle term method or quadratic formula. Not specific thing is given in this exercise. I will suggest you to try out both the methods so that you will get enough practice in splitting middle term and quadratic equation. But the best part will be that you will be using quadratic formula so that you will get enough practice for your next exercise. So let's start the class. Now on the recap, today I will be discussing quadratic formula. So before starting anything, let's try to understand or do a small recap for general form of quadratic equation. So I am writing here general form of quadratic equation. Now you all please guess till I write the sentence. What is the general form of quadratic equation? It is ax square plus bx plus c. If I just write this is just a quadratic expression. When I say equation, I should equate it with equal to 0. Okay, now if anything is given here and it is asking us for solve for x or find out the value of x or factorization, so simply you have to use splitting middle term method or quadratic formula. So we are doing a recap here. So before starting anything, first you should find out whether the root exists or not. So what is the tip we are having, or the formula? Discriminant. D is equals to b square minus 4ac. Now after finding discriminant, if d is equal to 0, I am giving here the tip, the 3 things which you have to remember. I'll just show you one very small tip so that you can remember the things very easily. When d is equal to 0, equal roots exist. Very simple. Equal roots exist. If d is greater than 0, when equal is here, it will be distinct roots or different roots exist. Okay. Now if d is less than 0, no real roots exist. Now when I say no real roots exist, they are imaginary roots which you will discuss, you will get to know in your higher classes. When I say here equal roots, of course they are real also. Equal real roots exist. Distinct real roots exist. Okay. So once you get to know okay real roots or anything is existing, then you will be using quadratic formula. And what's the quadratic formula? X is equals to, why I am writing x only? Because my general form I had written in x form, right? If my general form was in y, I should write here y is equals to, x is equals to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a, or you can even say minus b plus or minus under square root d by 2a. Why am I writing d here? Because the formula itself is equals to the discriminant. So you need not to again substitute the values and waste your time. Simply directly you can get your discriminant. And when you find out discriminant value, it is nothing but you are discussing about the nature of the roots. So what is the terminology being used? Nature of the roots. If someone asks you what is the nature of the roots, so you have to say roots are real and distinct, real and equal, imaginary roots, no real roots. These all are called as nature of roots. So please do remember these type of terminologies so that you will get the idea how to do it. Now let's start our word problems. Now let's start question number 4. Here you can see the sum of the reciprocals of Rahman's age in years is 3 years ago and 5 years from now is 1 by 3. It means that when he says 3 years ago means you have to go back to 3 years. So which operation you will be doing? Minus. And 5 years from now. From now means you have to move forward for 5 years. So it means that in both the cases we don't know the present age of Rahman's. So let's assume the present age of Rahman be x years. So let's assume let the present age of Rahman be x years. Now as per the question, 3 years ago and 5 years from now, the sum of there is 1 by 3. So let's write down what would be the age of Rahman's 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Rahman's age is equals to x minus 3. Okay, and 5 years from now, 5 years from now is equals to x plus 5 years. So you have moved forward for 5 years here and you have gone back 3 years. Now what he is saying, as per the question, what he says, sum of, I am writing the line so that you can understand, sum of the reciprocals of Rahman's age 3 years ago and 5 years from now. 5 years from now is 1 by 3. So this is as per the question. So let me write this as an equation. Sum means first addition. Reciprocal means 1 by 1 by. Sum of the reciprocals. Now we are ready. Of whose reciprocals? 3 years ago. So I'll write 3 years ago Rahman's age was x minus 3. Done. Then 5 years from now, the sum of the reciprocals is like this, 1 by 3. This is how we will frame the equation as per the word problems. Here I will be stopping because you have done this type of problems in question number 2. I want to give you practice, so take this as homework, which Samreen ma'am will also discuss in Zoom class. So I'll just give you the final equation. After solving, you should get the quadratic equation as x square minus 4x minus 21 equals to 0. So what you will be doing here, we have stopped here, so you will be solving all this. If you are in a doubt, use pencil please, but you should get the quadratic equation like this, x square minus 4x minus 21 equals to 0. Now after this we want Rahman's present age, right? And we had assumed x as present age. So using quadratic formula or using factorization, splitting middle term method, you should do factorization. Any method you can choose as per your choice. One is splitting middle term, any one you can choose, or else using quadratic formula. Then after doing all the things, you will be getting the value of x as x equals to minus 3 and x equals to 7. These values you should get. And how will you conclude your problem? You will say that age is never being used in negative numbers, so this is rejected. So you will be writing directly here only, rejected. And therefore you will say, therefore Rahman's present age is 7 years. So this is how we will complete. So in the starting part of the question, you have seen how we have to read the words. Ago means you have to go back. 5 years from now means you have to move forward. When he says from now, it means that you don't know from where you have to start. It means that it is present. So you should assume the present age or present scene. As per the situation, you have to assume whatever is given. Now sum of, first you will write down sum plus whose sum, reciprocal. So be ready with 1 by and 1 by. Whose reciprocals he is saying? 3 years ago. 3 years ago is this, and 5 years from now. So take out the LCM and do all calculation. You should get the quadratic equation which I have shown. After getting quadratic equation, do the factorization and get the answer. This is how we have completed 4th one. Now let's go to 5th one. Now let's do question number 5th. In a class test, the sum of Shefali's marks in mathematics and English is 30. So when she had added mathematics and English marks was given her sum as 30. She was assuming that if she had got 2 marks more in mathematics and 3 marks less in English, the product of their marks would have been 210. So what would be her marks in 2 subjects? So here what we have to do, first we will say that math plus English is 30. If I assume math as x, then English will be 30 minus x, right? So after that we have to take out this condition and we have to write the marks as per this. So let's start the solution. Let Shefali's maths marks, anything you can take, maths marks English or math, you can take anything, be x, then English marks will be how much? English marks will be equal to 30 minus x. Why I am writing 30 minus x? Because he has given the sum of both English and maths is like this. Now he is giving one condition. What could happen? What would happen if she had got this and all those? So she is telling that if 2 marks are increased in maths, if 2 marks are increased in maths, so what will be Shefali's math marks? Math will be equal to x plus 2. Okay. Now again, what is the other condition? If she had got 2 marks more in maths and 3 marks less in English, 3 marks less in English. What is English marks we had assumed here? 30 minus x. 30 minus x, again 3 marks less. So these two are numbers we can do subtraction. It will become 27 minus x. So he is saying that if this happens, the product of both the marks. So as per the question, x plus 2 product he says, so you have to write in brackets so that you can multiply, will be equal to 210. So this is again, you have to open the bracket, do all simplification, and you will be getting one quadratic equation. I am writing at the end what is the answer, or what is the quadratic equation you should get after opening the bracket. It is x squared minus 25x plus 156 equals to 0. So after opening bracket you should get this quadratic equation. Now once you get this, use splitting middle term method or whatever is a suitable method, or whatever is the easy method for you, and find out the value of x. So I am here writing here, after finding, I leave some space, do your calculation. You should get x is equals to 12 or 13. It means that here you got both the cases. Might be Shefali's marks will be x, what we had assumed maths. She must have got in maths 12, then her marks in English could be something else. So we are writing both the cases. If marks in mathematics x is equals to 12, then English marks of Shefali will be 30 minus x we had assumed. So 30 minus 12, and it is equals to 18. If she had got 12 marks, she would have got 18 marks. Why this? Only because to satisfy the condition that the product of both the marks should be 210, or the addition of their marks, her marks should remain 30 only. Okay. And next one, if marks in math x is equals to 13, okay, then her English marks could be 30 minus x we had assumed, 30 minus 13, and it is equals to 17. If you add these 2 marks, you will get again 30, these 2 marks again 30. So what was 210? He had given us one hint to find out these 2 marks. Okay, so this is how we have completed our question number 5. Please do practice your factorization using whatever method is suitable for you, or suitable as per the problem and easy for you. Thank you. Now let's start question number 6. Here it says the diagonal of a rectangular field is 60 meters more than the shorter side. Diagonal of a rectangular field is 60 meters more than the shorter side. It means that there is one side, the diagonal is there, which is more 60 meters than the shorter side. We don't know the shorter side, right? So it means that we have to assume first the shorter side, then we will say x plus 60 is equals to diagonal. And what else he has given? If the longer side is 30 meters more than the shorter side. So if you see what is they are connecting, they are always connecting everything with the shorter side. This will give you idea that you have to assume this first, then you will be doing addition and subtraction as per the given question. And what else is he telling? Find the sides of the field. So let's start the solution for this. Now let's first assume, let the shorter side be x meters. Okay, now when we say it is as x meters, what he says, the diagonal is 60 meters more, so x plus 60 meters. Okay, and what else it is saying? The longer side is 30 meters more than the shorter side. X plus 30. And what else is he asking us to find out? Find the sides. The sides means the length and the breadth. When he used the word shorter side, it is nothing but your breadth. When he says the word longer side, it is nothing but your length. Now, by seeing this, we can't assume how the situation will look like. It is always a good idea in geometry or in figures to draw it. So, I'll just draw a rectangle. I'll draw a diagonal and say it as x plus 60. And this shorter side, he says that it is x plus 30. Okay. Now, if you see this carefully, in a rectangle, all angles are 90 degrees. So, is it not forming a right angle triangle? So, by using Pythagoras theorem, I will find out this. So, let's start. Let me give names so that it will help us to write the things properly. A, B, C, D. It means that by Pythagoras theorem, what he says always, the hypotenuse, I am writing now using this terminology, AC I have named it. AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. Okay. Now as per that, I am writing x plus 60 whole square is equals to AB square. AB square we don't know, so keep this as it is, plus BC square. How much is BC? BC is our x plus 30. Are we going correct? Here what we have to do? X plus 30 and here x, right? The shorter side we had assumed as x. X square plus x plus 30. The longer side was x plus 30. By mistake I had written here. So please do a correction. Longer side is x plus 30 and the shorter side is x. So this one you will use a plus b whole square identity. This also a plus b whole square identity. Open the brackets, do the calculation which we have done in the first exercise of this chapter and do it, and at the end you will get the quadratic equation like. So you will be getting a quadratic equation like, when I open the bracket using identities, you should get like this. After opening the brackets using identities a plus b whole square and all, you will get the equation like x square minus 60x minus 2700 is equals to 0. This quadratic equation you should get. Now you use quadratic formula, whichever method, splitting middle term method, but the end, after doing all the process, you should get the value as x is equals to minus 30. Two values you will get because the degree is 2. So two answers or two solutions will be available to us. X is equals to minus 30 and x is equals to 90. Now since it is asking to find the sides of the rectangle, always remember the lengths are not measured in negative numbers. So directly you will say here it is rejected, right? This is rejected. And conclude your problem saying that therefore the shorter side, use the same terminology used in the question. Don't write breadth. Shorter side, that is x, is equals to 90 meters. Okay. And what else did he ask? Longer side. He just said find the sides. So these are the both sides of the rectangle. Longer side, what he said, it is 30 meters more than the shorter side. So it will be equal to 90 plus 30 meters. And it is equals to 120 meters. So this is how we have found. Whatever part I am leaving, this is for your practice. Please do your correction. You should get at the end this is the target you should achieve. Do open the brackets using identities, collect all the like terms and unlike terms. If you have any doubt, do refer our exercise 4.1 which we have done in detail how to open brackets. So by this we have completed our question number 6. Now let's start 7th one. What he has given, the difference of squares. Difference means subtraction. So whenever any subtracting problem comes, you have to assume one as the greater number and one as the smaller number. Keep this in mind. The difference of squares of two numbers is 180. The square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. What he says, the square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Find the two numbers. So by seeing the word difference, we will assume the two numbers as x and y differently. So we will assume let smaller number be x and larger number be y. Then as per the question, we will write the equation. So by that you will be seeing you have got quadratic equation in two terms. Okay, one will be a square term, x square term, and one will be in the y term. So we have learned till now to solve factorization which is having only one term, one variable, x or y. But now in this question you will see two variables. So I will be showing you how to change a two variable quadratic equation into a one variable quadratic equation. So let's start the solution. Now first let's write down the keyword difference. So whenever difference comes, it is a subtracting problem. Okay, and what is the tip you have to remember? Always assume one number as larger, and one number as smaller, other number as smaller. This is the tip you should always remember. Never ever assume that this number will be understood, okay, this is larger or this is smaller. You have to introduce. So let's start the problem. Let the smaller number be x. If I am taking this as x, then I will be saying and the larger number be y. Okay, larger number be y and this as the x. Now what he says in the question, the difference. So I am reading the question first line, you also read it, how to frame the equation. The difference of whom? The squares. Okay, squares of two numbers. Who are the numbers? X and y. To whom should I take first? I will be taking y as first because it is saying that it is a subtracting difference one. So the difference of the square of the two numbers is equals to 180. Are you seeing here? We got a quadratic equation, two variables, but he has also given that the square of smaller number. So as per the question, square of smaller number is equals to 8 times the larger number. So by this we have got two equations. So if you see this is the quadratic equation in two variables, and the quadratic formula, splitting, middle term method, they all are applicable for only the quadratic equation which is in one variable. But here, due to these two variables, what we will do, we will try to reduce or eliminate this x square by 8y, or replace this by 8y, so that I'll be getting all quadratic equation in one variable. So I'll be writing this as equation 2 and this as equation 1. So I will be saying that by 2, 1 becomes y square minus 8y. What I have done, in place of x square I have written 8y, and it is equals to 180. So are you seeing here? We have got a quadratic equation finally which is in only one variable. So do factorization and you will be getting answer y equal to some number you will be getting. After that you have to substitute in x and find out the numbers. So the two numbers will be, after factorization you will be getting answer like this. I am just turning this page. After factorization, I am not doing factorization, this is your homework. Okay, you will get y is equals to minus 10 and y is equals to 18. Okay, once you get this, you have to think of the numbers which you have assumed. Here y equal to minus 10 you have got, and you had assumed this as a larger number. It means that this value is rejected, not applicable. So you will just take y is equals to 18. Now how to find out x? Now x square is equals to 8y he says. So I am writing 8 into 18. Now I want only x, transpose this power to here, it will become under square root. So after doing 2 4s are 8, I am splitting this. 2 9s are 18. Okay, 1 pair. Okay, 4 ka square root is 2 and 9 square root is 3. Plus or minus you should write. Whenever you find out square root, you have to